Hey guys, and welcome to my Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. I have completed the Rin route, the Shizune route, and the Emi route, as you can see from my beautiful little collage over here that I have. I have completed the Hanako route, but that was on a different computer, so that's why you don't see the picture here. But I have not completed the Lilly route. I haven't even started playing the Lilly route. And a lot of people have told me that the Lilly route is the best one to either play first because it's the best, or to play last because the ending is the best, but I don't know. So it will be the one that I'll be playing last, so I guess I'll see what people are talking about, what all the big hype is about with her route. And I don't know, if people enjoy this, maybe I'll go back and play some of the other routes if that's what some people want. But yeah, I'm going to be starting right from the beginning, and I'm going to be doing the introduction into Act 1, and then I'm going to try and get Lilly's route, and if that doesn't work, then I'll go back and not record and get her route and then start, because I forget what some of the choices are that you have to make to get to her route, so don't yell at me if I do something wrong. Yeah, I remember this. It's been so long since I've played this game. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. God, the writing in this game is just so fantastic. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure that note said 4 p.m. Okay, I'm gonna try and give each character their own voice, but bear in mind I'm not a very good voice actor. Ah yes, the note, slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. The writing! Oh my god, it's awesome. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Oh no. This can only either end fantastically or terribly. Hisao? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question. Who could it be? However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. Great, I am a creeper. Fantastic. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Ah. Yeah, don't I look like a winner? Yeah. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. My thoughts exactly, man. You are hopeless. Pathetic. Exactly. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. Great, so it doesn't show initiative, since seeing as though she wasn't the one who put it in my book. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. That's normal, no reason to be concerned with that. Make a different face, dude. So, here we are, out in the cold. Smooth. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Right. Imanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You are having some serious issues here, man. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. Yeah, just hold your horses, Iwanako. I'm dying over here, so just wait until I stop dying so I can answer your question. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Hisao! The beating of my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. And that's the end of the game. I die, the end. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, just kidding. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Where did that amazing artwork go? Now it's all just like... Well, this is still good artwork, I mean... Never mind. And that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. That's still probably not good. Probably shouldn't leave at all. 4 months is a pretty long time when you've left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. Damn. A strange word, a foreign alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. Yeah. It's probably not something that you want to hear. Oh, it's a miracle you're alive! Yay! Yeah, that makes you feel great. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up, yeah. Didn't really expect it to. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Too bad there is no cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had turned into a class project. That's gotta sting. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Imanako was the last to stop visiting. Well, I'd hope so. She was the one who caused this in the first place. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they were in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. Now, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. Well, not when I grow up, in a few years. So hopefully if I ever get that far, I don't be one of those faceless doctors. I want to be one of the doctors that gets to know their patients and is a friend to them. Because I know that there's a lot of people who do that, but I hear also stories of people like in this game where they're faceless, and I don't want to be that. I want to make the patients feel comfortable and at ease, but yeah. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries had worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. If I was in a hospital for 4 months, that'd be the only thing I'd be doing. There's nothing else to do. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. What is the other option? Sitting there and doing nothing? That's kind of worse. I started reading instead. Oh, that's good. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it. One small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I had even become a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. I know what you mean. I love reading. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. What? Leaves? I thought that was snow the first time I played through, but I don't know. How did it get to autumn from winter and only I don't know. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Creepy. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look at myself. Feeling numb, how am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Cardiac, heart block, asthma, heparin. I'm trying to see if I know any of these. Now it's just getting diarrhea. Oh, okay. This is insane. Side effects, adverse side effects, contraindications, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile, like trying to read this with all this gobbledygook behind me. It's hard. Ah! All this for the rest of my life, every day? I think I skipped a line. No, I don't think I did. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that this list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if you hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on campus, but this voice is getting weirder and weirder by the second. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence, while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. You didn't tell me about this? I mean, just pile it on me at the last moment. I mean, come on, Dad. You should be keeping me informed with what's going on in my life. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I have to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. Yeah, sitting in a hospital room reading, that's not boring. It's not. I like reading. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that could make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice, I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. There you go. Thinking up. That is all I can think of to get... Oh, well, since that's the only positive, that's great. At least I still have something. Even if it is a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake just to resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. I'm going to end this recording here, and I'm going to pick it up in the next video, right at the end of Act 1. Life expectancy. I think we're making good time with this. Hopefully. But, yeah, see you in the next video, guys.